Hello and welcome to your daily dose of Satoshi's news. Today's date is Tuesday, the 14th of October 2025, the year BSV comes alive. Branch your threads, expand your mind with treechat.ai or your post spot on chain. Right, let's see what we've got today. It looks like it's official. It looks like Teranode launched yesterday on the 13th of October. I'm massively excited about that. And I think maybe they might have chosen the 13th of October because it's got the numbers 1 and 3 in it. Because the Bitcoin white paper was released on the 31st of October. And now we've got Teranode, which is the true scaling implementation of Bitcoin. This is truly Satoshi Nakamoto's vision that he has created himself, being released on the 13th of October. I think that's how they're going to remember it. That's just what kind of came to my mind, because obviously that's prior to the London blockchain conference, which is coming up next week. So it's already released before then. I wonder if there are going to be any displays as showing the power of this at the conference. That would be absolutely amazing if it was. But yeah, just got some posts there from the BSV Association that we'll touch on. Going to go through posts on my own feed. We've got to talk about these CBDCs, and it looks like some of these shitcoins are jumping on the bandwagon. Who knows? Gavin Mail being targeted by all these satanic GregCoin'ers. This looks hilarious. Like, honestly, you couldn't make it up. Look, they've been protesting against the poor guy. Unbelievable. And then obviously we'll just go through the figures to see what's going on, because I suspect they're probably going to start looking really juicy. And plus the fact I just like looking at them anyway, you know, just geeking out on Bitcoin, looking at the figures should be good. Some 365 days of Bitcoin history, and then we'll finish with a Kellen Schweller countdown. Right, let's get into it.
Greg says he's Satoshi, like a cowboy in the West, riding on the blockchain that they call the very best. 1 million strong, and transactions flying free. He's acclaiming his legacy, you'll surely see.
All right, here we go. Honestly, I get chills thinking about this. Where was it? I think this was it. What's this? Devs got the first glimpses of Teranode when Terra testnet launched last month. Today, the rest of the world finds out what unlimited scalability means, offering businesses limitless opportunities on the most efficient transaction engine ever. Surely this is it. 12:30 p.m. yesterday. On Monday, the 13th of October. Oh, sensational stuff. Let's just see if that link comes up with anything. Let's have a look, see what this comes up with. Introducing Teranode. Do we have a video on here? Think of how Google revolutionized search speed by distributing work across thousands of machines. Teranode applies this speed through distribution principles to blockchain, with specialized machines working on parallels to process. Teranode enables companies to accelerate the frontiers of innovation, resilient, scalable infrastructure, delivering data-driven solutions, unlimited capacity, guaranteed data integrity, privacy and reliability, speed and precision. Scale without limits. Come on. Never experienced network congestion or slowdowns, with infrastructure capable of 1 million transactions per second, or handle peak demand surges seamlessly from Black Friday traffic to real time. Seize previously impossible opportunities, launching new services. Build trust in data. Transform data into competitive advantage with an unalterable audit trail. Provide stakeholders with verifiable proof of authenticity. Access a single source of truth for supply chains. Provide compliance and detect fraud instantly and automatically. Make faster decisions while building unmatched. Unlock new profitability. Ultra-low fees unlock previously unviable business models, expand into cost-prohibitive markets by enabling micropayments, say goodbye to the chargeback fraud and multi-day settlement window. Payments are instant and final. Moneties at granular size. Smarter, cheaper, greener. Eliminate the trade-off between performance and sustainability. Lower operational costs while reducing your carbon footprint. Empower your business to meet its ESG commitments by enabling tamper-proof. Yes, see, look, we know all they say about your enemies. If you can't beat them, join them. But they're gonna have to now get on board with this, because this helps all of their environmental sustainable goals. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Healthcare, finance and banking and retail. Empowering informed healthcare decisions, accelerating medical research breakthroughs, enhancing patent data security and trust, enables seamless healthcare ecosystems, enabling unbounded scaling for a truly global blockchain. Unbounded scalability on the BSV blockchain, evolution to unbounded scale. Key innovations, credit cards, Bank of England, digital pound, solving vertical scaling challenges. Oh yeah. BSV Teranode can do all of it. All of it. Only on the original protocol and genuine Bitcoin. That's massively exciting. What this means for businesses. 650 billion transactions per week. 10x the world's biggest payment networks. Enormous data volumes with low cost and lower carbon footprint. Enterprise adoption powers devs to test ideas at real-world scale, turn testnet validations into solutions that enterprise relies on. Gain credibility, feedback and opportunities, shape how BSV powers the next generation of blockchain. This is just the beginning. Explore Teranode code. Oh, absolutely sensational stuff. Sensational stuff. Almost feels like there's a massive weight off my shoulders, but the Kellenschweller countdown still hasn't finished. What could it possibly be? I have to stay tuned to find out. I've got lots of people asking me, what's this? They're even asking Grok. Another AI is, what's the Kellenschweller countdown? You will have to stay tuned and find out, because nobody knows it but me. And then I will inform everybody when it stops. But it stops when I say. And when that moment's going to be, I know. Well, actually, I don't know when the moment's going to be, but I know what the moment is. But we'll just have to wait and see. But absolutely great stuff here from BSV Association. Right, let's have a listen to the man himself, Ziggy Orkasten. Here we go.
And you can compare it to something like you have your single machine and you have search on your machine. So if you have a Mac, you have the search bar, you can search anything in your machine. That's the current node implementation. So you can imagine that can do a lot. And then you have Google. And Google has scaled up by using thousands and thousands of machines cooperating with each other to do the task that needs to happen. That's what we're doing with Teranode. So we're taking the different functions and we're splitting them up so we can actually run those on separate machines. And in working together, they can reach a much higher scale. So we can process a lot more transactions a second. The main difference between Teranode and I think most other implementations of blockchain, at least on the Bitcoin protocol, is that they're monolith and everything is running on that one machine. What we're doing with Teranode is splitting that up into microservices. So every function of the blockchain is its own service and they can be scaled up independently. So for instance, when we're doing transaction validations, we can scale up to 50, 100, 200, 1,000 different instances of that. I'm Siggy Oskarsson, CTO of BSV Association. Teranode is now live. Join us on Terra Testnet and you can see the source code on our GitHub.
Teranode is now live. Teranode is now live. That was 4 hours ago. So they're saying like it's live on the network, but you can like sort of stress test it on the test network. That is massive. Just fantastic. You've no idea how much of a relief that is for me to find. This means the floodgates are now open. Beautiful. BSV Association also says our education team are always happy to share their knowledge of the building blocks that turn ideas into reality on the BSV blockchain. Big thanks to merge.io. There we go. So they've said here during the Merge Tech Summit at IE University, I wonder what university that is. What is? In a hands-on training session, they shared how to integrate payments and tokenization using the BSV blockchain, covering technical foundations, real-world use cases, and a preview of their upcoming November hackathon. Devs walked away with the tools and guidance to start building now. This is what Merge is all about, turning ideas into action. God, look, I need to get involved in all this kind of stuff. Like, this is the future, and people need to know how to use it, how to work it, how to build on it. This is the future. Literally, imagine getting in on this now. Like how much tech companies would pay to have, an S-script writer, developer, for their businesses. Absolutely. I mean, it's going to be like the next kind of like .com revolution. Companies getting websites. Now every company's got a website and an email address. You can't really function without it, to be honest. And the next thing is going to be every company on the blockchain for all their administration purposes. Supply chain infrastructure. Absolutely everything about their business is going to be recorded, so that it can't be cracked, hacked, altered, changed, or deleted, because digital information is simply too precious to lose. There's too much of it. And the information on it is needed. I mean, imagine sort of all the little bits for sport car, for like Formula One cars. All the items on the Formula One car will be NFT items. Every business receipt will be an NFT. All on the BSV blockchain. Absolutely amazing. What's this? The official closing party brought the energy, music community, and one last round of unforgettable moments. Where was this? This looks kind of cool. Loving that. Wonder where that was. Check it out. Fantastic. Fantastic. I wish I was there, but can't really see myself travelling with all this digital ID nonsense, because they're just going to enslave me anyway. So I may as well just sit tight for the time being. Wow. Right, let's have a look at some of the stuff that's on my own feed. Check this out. I mean, I don't know. This is just ridiculous. Look. Breaking news. Cardano powers Europe's digital product passport system. I just can't see it. This is absolute bullshit. But anyway, they've said here, Cardano's blockchain is powering the EU's digital product passport, with every product now carrying a digital record of its entire life cycle, from manufacturing to recycling. Cardano ensures each record is secure. Well, that's bullshit. It can't do that. Verifiable and tamper-proof. Could this make Cardano the backbone of the global supply chains? There we go. Look at that. It's all speculative nonsense. That's right. Just buy Cardano. Yeah, because it's powering the EU's digital product. I just don't believe it, because it can't scale. And it's only got a single miner. Input, output, Hong Kong. That's it. It literally just take input, output, Hong Kong out, and that's it. And the whole entire chain is gone. Like, it just sounds like they're talking absolute BS. Absolute BS. Check this out. So Danny Krypton said here, breaking: BlackRock selling BTC, US government selling BTC, Binance selling BTC. In just 12 hours, they sold a total of $1.2 billion. Major manipulation before Powell's speech. Look at 33 million, 11 million, 33 million, 39 million, 39, 39, 39, 39, 39. And look at these, the outflow. BC, so that's SegWit. BC SegWit. 3, that's multi-sig. SegWit. So it's like they're selling all the shit. Selling all the shit coins. Look at that. SegWit. Multi-sig. SegWit. They're just dumping SegWit. Whether or not the other coins that they wouldn't have been buying unsplit coins anyway. I wonder if they actually don't know what they're doing. I think that's probably more like it. Byte Reaper said here, BSV does not ask you to believe in magic. It just asks that you look at the transactions, the throughput, the cost, the architecture. No vibes, no cult, just code and scale. That's oddly refreshing in crypto. Great image there. Great image there. BSV Teranode 1 million plus TPS. Now testing. That's great. What a fantastic image. Might be my thumbnail there. Loving that. And GB News has said here, you will get your fingerprints taken. It's a consequence of Brexit, supposedly. Simon Calder breaks down why UK holidaymakers now face tougher EU border checks, despite Labour's promise we'd be breezing through the gates. What an absolute joke. What an absolute joke. We know it's literally completely the opposite of that. Check out this profile, though. The Lord Gordy Group said here, a BlackRock Grayscale's BTC core knots failed at 7 transactions per second. Useless for enterprise or micro payments needing 1 million plus TPS. White House Digital Assets Report and Clarity Act back stable chains. BSV with Teranode's 1 million transactions per second is the true Bitcoin. This is the only digital commodity. Correct there. Yes, it defined Bitcoin. The White House report defined BTC as a fork. Thoughts? Absolutely, the White House is strengthening America's leadership in digital finance technology report released July 30th, 2025 under Executive Order 1478. Does indeed deliver a defining moment for Bitcoin's identity and future in US policy. While it's tech neutral on the surface, focusing on broad enablers like CFTC, SEC jurisdictional splits for digital commodities, and SEC oversight for investment contracts, it implicitly draws a line in the sand that favours scalable original protocol visions over constrained forks. Let's unpack how it positions BTC, the small block fork, as a deviation aligning squarely with BSV's claim as the unbroken Bitcoin. In essence, the report defines Bitcoin not by naming winners, but by codifying the white paper's intent. A global high-throughput cash system. BTC's fork prioritizes digital gold Tether over that, capping growth to preserve miner incentives for halving. The policy blueprint, strategic reserve holding forks as side assets. Clarity, scalability, litmus test, validates BSV as the protocol that never forked for the vision. Trump's golden age of crypto speech at the launch hammers this home. Ending anti-crypto lawfare means unleashing the real Bitcoin, not its diluted variant. This setup positions BSV for explosive enterprise adoption once Clarity clears the Senate. Oh, what's that? Expected Q4 2025. BlackRock Grayscale's ETFs on BTC. They'll hit the transactions per second wall you mentioned, but a pivot to BSV compliant products could tap the reserves holdings. Spot on. BSV is the only Bitcoin that scales with America's digital frontier. How do you see the Bitcoin Act fork clause playing out for BSV airdrops or integrations? TPS reality check. Why 1 million plus TPS matters and who's delivering. You're right, anything under 1 million TPS is a non-starter for high volume apps like global payments, Internet of Things data streams, or microtransactions in gaming stroke e-commerce. Visa alone averages 1,700 transactions per second and peaks way higher. For true disruption, blockchains need to crush that on a chain without layer 2 crutches that add complexity and centralization risks. Not risks, actually centralization is what they add. Roadmap highlights Q4 2025 testnet refinements, open source full release. That's just happened. Beautiful. 2026 enterprise integrations, supply chain IoT micropayments, goal of 10 million TPS via node clustering. Devs emphasize Teranode unlocks BSV as the world's first terabyte scaled blockchain for real utility. Oh, it'd be amazing when we see that, when we actually see it. Use case versus a Bitcoin core stroke not. Unlike core not settlement focused, needing Lightning for micropayments, Teranode enables direct on-chain micropayment subset fees for streaming IoT, for example, paper-centered data. Enterprise tokenized assets, fraud-proof ledgers, for example, global trade tracking 1 million transactions per second. Edge, no mempool drama. BSV embraces data transactions for scalability, not filters. Beautiful. Beautiful. What a fantastic post that was. Yeah, I'm already following Lord Gowdy Group. Brilliant. And I posted here, they all have different utilities, honestly. Detect the sarcasm. The similarities in market price movements, purely coincidental. Look at this. What an absolute joke that is on the right hand side in red. Look at that. That's right, yeah, they all do different things, but they just move simultaneously all together. Like, what an absolute joke job it is we're dealing with. Oh my goodness me. And Jacob King actually put out a post just a second ago. I think it was about the whale that's just closed all of their shorts. Let's have a look. Just in, the BTC whale has now fully closed his 500 million Bitcoin short over the past 2 hours on Hyperliquid. 500 million, like $500 million. He's also posted BlackRock CEO Larry Fink says it's not about whether there's a bubble in crypto and technology. It's about staying in the market through the cycle. I think he's trying to encourage people not to sell while they're dumping. They're dumping and telling everybody else not to. Honestly. Wall Street, just like in 2008, is intent on herding as many investors as possible into a mega bubble, enriching itself even more, then pulling the rug. That's why Fink keeps urging investors to ignore the warning signs and simply stay invested. Those who stay will be slaughtered. Jacob King knows. He knows what's coming. He knows what's coming. Let's listen to this snake in the graph, see what shit he's talking.
It's not about if our market's going up or down. Is there a bubble in crypto or is there a bubble in technology? It's about being in the market throughout the cycle. It's not about if our market.
It's about being in the market throughout the cycle, yeah. It's also about forcing behaviours, isn't it, Larry? That's right. Yeah, we all heard that one. Jacob King has also said, just in, a Bitcoin insider whale has begun closing. Oh yeah, there was closing some of his short positions from 110k. So far, he's closed 15 million in shorts, which is around 3% of his nearly 500 million total short position. So yeah, so he's liquidated all of it basically. He said, just in, Tether has agreed a £299 million settlement with now bankrupt Celsius Network. Celsius had accused Tether of mishandling collateral and liquidations before its July 2022 bankruptcy, original claiming 39,542 BTC, which is $4.3 billion, plus 100 million damages, their largest third-party claim. The settlement exceeds the 200 million minimum expected recovery, providing a notable return for investors. What was all that about? So they've sued Tether and has agreed a $299 million settlement with now bankrupt Celsius Network. What on earth went on? What is this? So today, the Blockchain Recovery Investment Consortium, a joint venture between GXD Labs and Van Eck, announced that Tether has paid $299.5 million to the Celsius Network bankruptcy estate after an adversary proceeding was filed in August 2024. The lawsuit, which was filed in the United States Bankruptcy Court for the Southern District of New York, alleged claims under the Bankruptcy Code and related claims arising out of the collateral transfer and liquidations that occurred in the lead up to Celsius's July 2022 bankruptcy filing. Quote here, we are pleased to have resolved Celsius's adversary proceedings and related claims against Tether, said David Profman, managing partner of GXD Labs, an affiliate of Atlas Grove Partners. In addition, we are pleased with the timeliness which the settlement was achieved. What was that all about? GXD Labs and Van Eck managed the litigation through the BRIC, which was created in early 2023 to maximize recoveries in complex. They always say complex because they don't want to explain it. Digital asset bankruptcies like Celsius. I think they're all in on it. One big club using words like complexity and all that crap. It's not complex at all. They just can't explain it. They just don't want to explain it. The BRIC was appointed a complex asset recovery manager and litigation administrator by the debtors and unsecured creditors. The BRIC continues to manage a portfolio of illiquid assets and litigation assets for the Celsius bankruptcy estate, working through the estate's wind down for the benefit of creditors. The team behind the BRIC, including R. Christian Wyatt and David Portman. Are they going to tell us anything about that? Anything at all? There is no information there whatsoever. All we know is that the guy at Celsius gave multiple millions to his wife, and then it went bankrupt. And that was it. That's all we really know. He's also said, Justin, US officials are moving to seize 127,000 BTC tied to an international fraud scheme run by a Cambodian national Chen Zi. The seizure would bring the US government's total to 325,000 BTC, worth $37 billion. Good grief. Breaking, the US government just moved 667 BTC, 75 million, to a fresh address. Some are speculating they might dump it. History suggests government transfers like this often precede sales. Meanwhile, the insider well behind Friday's flash crash has pushed his short to a whopping $500 million as he expects markets to plunge further. Right, well, he's just closed all of those. Wow, it's such a shit show. It's such a shit show. That's all I can say on that one. Amazing. Anyway, right, let's move on then. So, SMQKE, Smoke Dog, said the Central Bank of Nigeria will fully migrate to the new ISO 222 standard across all systems by October 31st. October 31st. Release of the Bitcoin white paper. What's this? It just doesn't fit. It just doesn't sit right with me. Migrating to the ISO 222 standard for the payment messaging and mandatory geotagging of payment terminals. So that's like SWIFT and the central banks in Nigeria. One of the most corrupt countries, one of the most corrupt financial countries ever. Using the most corrupt system, which is the central banking system. Jeepers. Yeah, Cardano saying they're powering Europe's digital product passport system. Again, I just don't believe that. And Cointelegraph says here, Bhutan migrates its national ID system to Ethereum. Ethereum is absolutely useless with all of its gas fees. Like, what is it? This just sounds like it's propagandist, and it's almost like they're saying, oh, digital ID actually is a good thing if you're holding crypto, because you're going to get number go up. So sacrifice your freedoms and all that, but who cares? A number might go up. They might be using it, but anyway, I don't think they're going to be using Cardano or Ethereum. Absolute nonsense. It's ridiculous. It's too expensive, it's too slow, it's too unreliable. It's crazy, but who knows? Like I said, I think it's just pumping their bags. That's what I think. But again, trying to scare people off as well. Cointelegraph wrote this article here, saying a review: "The Devil Takes Bitcoin: A Wild History of Mt. Gox and Silk Road." Author Jake Alderstein says if he had just one message to deliver to readers of The Devil Takes Bitcoin, it's that greed will F up your life. But I mean, what a title though. If you've ever seen Jake Alderson's prior works such as The Last Yakuza or watched the HBO drama Tokyo Vice, you might expect this latest book, The Devil Takes Bitcoin, to be a gritty expose of Bitcoin's criminal underbelly, and you'd be mostly right. Alderstein delivers a captivating memoir centered on the fall of the largest Bitcoin exchange in the world, Mt. Gox, and the crackdown on the darknet marketplace Silk Road, showing what happens when good intentions, money, and flawed justice systems collide. But it's the message that sets it apart. Alderstein argues it's the tragicomic series of events that ultimately propel Bitcoin to where it is today, similar to how the porn industry secretly drove the rise of the internet. Is that right? Secretly drove it, so it's not official then. And I've got a quote here from CSW, 23rd of September 2010. He said, Bitcoin would be convenient for people who don't have a credit card or don't want to use the card they have. Either don't want the spouse to see it on the bill or don't trust giving their number to porn guys or afraid of recurring billing. Yeah, because you're just using a legacy address. Quote, weirdly and unfortunately, one of the things that propelled the power of Bitcoin was crime. Alstein's, oh yeah, funnily enough. So they're going to go down that route, are they? Look at that, all dark and all this rubbish. This is why we need Teranode to bring to light the genuine use case, so they can't, like, you know, pump out propaganda like this rubbish. You know, oh yeah, it's going to be used for darknet marketplaces and CP and all that kind of stuff. Actually, no. All it is a data network. That's it, and it happens to be the most efficient data network on the planet that threatens the power and dominance of the central banks and disrupts the entire tech industry. That's why they don't want people using it or knowing about it. That's the real reason. And when you do start spreading the truth, look what happens here. Look what happens here to Gavin. Literally. He said they posted my face on chain. My response to the BTC protesters. He was like, what? They've been just protesting Gavin. Like, what have they got in there? Notice of something. Was it a BSV on chain sovereignty or something like that? Notice of. I mean, honestly, absolutely insane is what this is. But I would encourage people to watch this short because it's just hilarious. This is how low the cabal will go. Literally protesting Gavin, just doing like little 5-10 minute shows on his channel, and they've like found where he lives and they've got together and they started protesting, making these banners. Like, honestly. So that's why you know that it's literally the cabal behind, you know, like refugees welcome here and just stop oil and all this absolute nonsense. Honestly. Right, that's 31 minutes gone already. So let's just whiz through these figures. Transactions 46.58%, block size 94. Let's have the blocks coming through. Double digits 24, 29, 18, 11, 21, 11, 57. Nice, we'll take that one. 10, 23, 16, 12. That's all right. Currently 31,000 times cheaper to transact on Bitcoin than GregCoin. Mining Bitcoin at 3.9% comparable profit. We will take that. Come on. Let's have a look at the politics in the pie charts because that's where it is. Global hash rate 7 days, 24 hours. GregCoin hash rate. Other miners 4.17. Via BTC in second. Foundry USA Pool still in the need 31%. B Crash, other miners 9.7, but via BTC almost 60% of B Crash. What a joke. Fisher Price Cash, other mining pools 51. CK Pool suddenly reducing the hash rate on there. And again, hash rate not being reported on CoinDance. Let's have a look at the figures here on BitInfo charts. We are still in fourth, but I mean, still in fourth and a long way away from fifth, which is Litecoin. Miles away. So it's basically the top four, the most dominant ones. So literally of the entire shitcoin market of 50,000 plus coins, you've got 4 which are running away with in the lead with utility, and the one in fourth place is literally ranked by like 97 in market cap. Absolutely ridiculous, but we know what's coming. So let's actually have a look at the mining on Bitcoin. So we've got Kuv now taking the lead, 21.1. Tal 18.98, Gorilla Pool 18.25. What has happened there? What has happened there? That is huge for Gorilla Pool. That's massive. Is it Teranode that's doing that? That is phenomenal. SA 100 16.7, Tal Teranode on there 10.95. So they've now got 28% on there. QD Link 9.4 and mining Dutch. Oh, still trying to get a look in. 4.38. Hey, great stuff. So this is all exchanges reserves. So again, look, the exchange is cashing out hand over fist. Hand over fist. And remember, this is the exchange of reserves. It's nothing to do with the market. They use their reserves for liquidating their customers' like shitcoin trades and also for their own profits. And they're literally dumping it. They are dumping their reserves. They don't want them. You know, we know what that means. Let's have a look at the Tether weather then. Market cap. Anything happened today? Oh, another one. So it's gone from 179.9. So it's not too much. 300 million gone in there. 300 million. Saying it like it's nothing. But look at that on 7 days. 177.4 to 180. So $2.5 billion in a week. Yeah, $2.5 billion. $2.5 billion. Yeah, we say $1 billion like these days like it's nothing. And in the month, 10 billion in a month. 10 billion in a month. And you wonder why the market all moves together. It's entirely manipulated. You know what? And the trade volume, $218 billion. $218 billion. That's 24 hours. That's just in 24 hours. Well, I might have to do some calculations on that. Multiply that by 365, and we'll see what the total volume is for the year. That would probably outdo the entire GDP of the United States and China. That is insane. That is insane. It just goes to show you that it's all fake. All of it. All of it. 218 billion. So, I mean, we're talking almost $1 trillion over 4 or 5 days. $1 trillion in 4 or 5 days. $1 trillion a week. 52 trillion. Give me a $52 trillion a year. Is that what they honestly think? That is absolutely ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. I've not looked at that before. That I've just seen. Oh my god. In fact, while we're here, I'm just going to have to look at the GDP of the United States. Here we go. USA GDP. $27,720 billion. So 27 trillion. So 27 trillion. So $27 trillion, and that's compared to $52 trillion. So literally, the turnover of Tether is pretty much double the GDP of the United States. That is absolutely ridiculous. When it doesn't produce anything. Wow. I'm stunned at that. Right, let's have a look at money, see what's going on there. Hey, it looks like we've got more inflows going into money. Check it out. Oh, not too much on the week then. Topped at just $70 million. Oh, still all right. Let's have a look at the longs. Oh, okay, bit of a line going a bit wonky there. Short position 0.78. CoinSpot, look at this. The 24-hour trade volume's gone up. It was 66 million just yesterday. Now it's 74 million, almost 75. Almost 75 million. Whoa. Bordering on sort of 37 million USD. Absolutely massive. Even compared to Upbit, look, USD 24-hour turnover. Literally just 1.4 million. It's nothing. CoinSpot is huge. CoinSpot is huge. Gate.io, which is meant to be a supporter of BSV, their turnover is just 724,000. So three quarters of a million. There's nothing there. Orange X. Let's have a quick look here. Quite a chart that's easy on the eye. Refresh that. So the price just plodding along there. Their turnover is 1.3 million. So close to Upbit. Let's have a look at Orange Gateway. $23.65 compared to the top left, $22.70. 24-hour change minus 3%. Price plodding along there. Let's have a look at this versus the big dog. What's been going on? Oh, trending sideways there. Very good. And this is Bitcoin versus GregCoin again on DXS app. So again, I mean, the cabal trying to push it down, but they're struggling. They're struggling. Look, it's almost recovered. And what are they going to do? I mean, literally, we're talking $22. What, like 16, 17 quid a coin? Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Satoshi Observer, so GregCoin is now 7 transactions per second. BSV, come on now. Teranode's been released just yesterday. 5.09 transactions per second, but the market price just $23, and the average transaction fee is 1/10, 100th, 1,000, 70 thousandths of a cent. It's nothing, and that's going to be even lower. That's going to be even lower. And B crash, look, just one transaction every 4 seconds. One transaction every 4 seconds. At least the genuine Bitcoin's got 5 transactions per second. Good grief. There's just nothing on BCH at all. And again, you got Roger now pushing something called Zano. Some shit like that, honestly. Just shit, total shitcoiner. So total market cap $3.7 trillion. $3.7 trillion. Look at that. And the Tether think they've got a yearly trade volume of 52 trillion. Ethereum above $4,000 now. Binance coin 1,200. Yeah. So the big dog here, trade volume 3.5 at $79 billion. Price is still down over 24 hours. Still down. Took quite a big hit on the week. But the one we're really interested in is the genuine Bitcoin. Let's see where that is. There we go. 99. Look at that. They're trying to push it up to the 100 mark again. 24-hour trade volume, 4.1%. 18 million. Just 18 million. So 9 million worth of sales, 9 million worth of buys. So you only need 9 million to buy up the entire market. 9 million to buy up the entire 24-hour trade volume of sellers. You can buy them up for just 9 million. What's an absolute bargain? So they're saying HTX, Huobi, is now the leading trade in volume, allegedly. And let's have a look at liquidity. Qcoin liquidity, NCoinW and Exco Exchange, HIBT, Bitmart. Interesting. All right. Some 365 days of Bitcoin history. Haven't really got too much here for October 14th. In fact, I don't think I've got anything for October 14th. Oh, there we go. Yep, nothing there. Next interesting thing is the 16th of October. Brilliant. Right, Kellenchuela countdown. It is now the 14th of October. The 14th of October. I'm going to have to put a symbol there on the 13th of October for a Teranode release. Absolutely amazing. So, I mean, look at all the shenanigans that are happening already. It's going to be epic. So hit the like button, press subscribe. You're not going to want to miss anything. So until then, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.
The king still has one more move.